Good morning, guys. Welcome to FYI. A very good morning to each and every one of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wherever you folks are joining us from this morning, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are happy that you folks are here. We are delighted that you folks are here with us. Welcome, 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 one and all. Evelina Whitaker is the first up. Uh, Commenting on YouTube. Good to see you, Evelina. Good morning. Good morning to you and your family, Evelina. Good morning to you and your family, wherever you guys are joining us from. In the world today, good morning to you. Simone Graves, good to see you. Simone and Ann Kearns, good to see you guys. Stephanie Pearson is here as well. Stephanie, good morning. And Audrey Ward is here with us too. Great to have each and every one of you join us this morning, folks. We got a lot of ground to cover. We want to finish up on time today. We got other things we have to get done, to bring you guys credible and valid information, folks. We know how much you rely on our programs, and we want to do you guys justice when you come to have credible and valid information. As we're coming on, we want to let you guys know very early there's that protest on from 11:30 outside of the DPP's chamber there. The DPP's chamber. That is what? That is Ivleri, the DPP's chamber, Ivleri. So you're going to want to make sure that you set aside that time today, 11:30 to 1 o'clock. And of course, we're still on the Nigel Damalal rape allegations. We're still on that matter, folks. And that is what's going to be taking us outside of the DPP's office today. So look forward. We're looking forward to seeing you guys on the ground with your boots on the ground. We're looking forward to seeing that. Deborah Pearson and all the other folks joining us. Good to see you, Deborah. Keyboard Hope, good to see you, Keyboard. Great to have you, Deborah Parker and Donna McDonald. Good to see you. All the D's. The D's are in the chat this morning. Folks, great to see each and every one of you. We're fired up at this end. We're ready to go, and we hope that you guys are as well. Hope you are well. Hope you are great. Hope the night before you was well spent, and hope the morning, Odysseus Roseman, we hope the morning is off to a running start. Bellamona, Dorrit David, Margaret Morris, Sharon Castro, Edwards, Gail Alicock. We hope the day is off to a great start. Great start. We're fired up at this end. We're ready to go. It's just you guys be holding for. We want to get through some of what we're picking up in the morning papers. Want to get through some of that, and then we circle back to some other things we're covering internationally, some of the other things we're covering regionally, and some of the other things we're covering right here in the 592. Guys, we're broadcasting from the national capital city in Georgetown here in Guyana for the time being. Looking forward to be spending some time up north with you guys during summer. We'll let you know more about that. We're coming out in the studio, folks. We love the studio. Everything is so controlled. Our audio and the lighting and everything. Everything is so controlled. When we're on the road, it's chaotic. It's chaotic. Very chaotic. Very chaotic. But we got to do what we got to do because we want to get close to some of you to get valid, credible information. Urban Dawn, Natasha, Glenn, Natasha. Good to have you. Michaela, Andrew Coates, and all those other folks who are joining us this morning. We are delighted to have you folks on the live. You all know how we say. We on the live, folks. Good to have you guys with us on the live. Yvette Juna, good to see you. Wendy Caesar, Renella Garnett, great to have you at that end, Renella. Good to see you, Andrew Griffith. Andrew, thanks for the things. Thank you, Andrew. Veronica Innes, Ram Singh. Good to have each and every one of you. Guys, how was the day started at your end? How's breakfast going? Pull up a cup of something with us. Had some cherry juice very early. Had some salted biscuit, some salt biscuit. We had some salt biscuit and some cherry juice. That's how the morning started at our end, folks. Claire Alexis Chomley, we see you there. And Debbie Collins, we see you there too. Teresa Finance is here as well. Back in the jurisdiction. Good to have you with us. Teresa, hope your trip was fruitful. Hope your trip was productive. Welcome back. Good to see you. Rita is there. Rita say, hey, see me. Warren, I see you too. Long Island. Long Island, Warren. We see you as well. Glenford Gordon, be wasting time. Damlal must go. June St. John is here as well. Good to see you, June, and all the other folks who are joining us. Damlal must go. That's what June is saying. It reminds me. We did have our own protest banner at this end. I just remembered. It's a good thing you said Damlal must go. You made us remember. But folks, good to see each and every one of you. We're happy that you folks are here with us from the many, many places you're joining us from. It's such a privilege. It's such a privilege. We protesting every own way, good folks. You know, we're different. You know, we're different around these parts in our own way. But really glad to see each and every one of you there. Those of you who are traveling, journeys, mercies, you're on a bus, you're in an Uber, you're in a taxi, somewhere shuffling between work and home and work. You might be traveling internationally. Good to see you folks as well. Good to see you folks as well. Be safe out there. You're traveling back and forth. Be as safe as you could, folks. Try to be as safe as you can. I'm happy, Andrew or whoever it was that says Damlal must go, because it brought back to remembrance. We got to protest in our own way too. And even here in cyberspace, we can also do our own form of protest, But we're not only sticking up here. We got to move back to the ground. You all hearing? We got to go back on the ground. We have to go back on the ground, good folks. Right? Ravindra Jamwant, he says that somebody here, probably talking about me, is a boring, redundant commentator, but yet he's here. Welcome, Jamwant. Welcome. You're good. Somewhere that's excited. You come right back here. And it's not the first day we've seen you here. We've seen you here repeatedly. You've come right back. So I guess that speaks more about you than it does about us. So welcome to the boring commentary team. Welcome. All are welcome. You all know how we do it, folks. All are welcome. We don't discriminate. Right? We're not discriminating. You are equally welcome. That's how we do it. And we're just making sure, guys, we're getting set at this end. Just making sure we are set at this end. And I want to make sure we bring up. Want to make sure we bring up this commentary. Want to make sure we bring up this commentary. Oh, apologies there. We put it in the wrong place. But good to have each and every one of you on the live, including the detractors. You see, that's the difference with our program, You go some other places, soon as you talk, they block you. But we don't go that way. We don't go that way at all. That's what I wanted to bring up. We don't go that way at all. So we can protest in our own way. We say he must go. Now this can hurt Ravindra now. Ravindra get any feelings now with this one. He must go. He must go. John Harding, all the other folks joining us, Sharon Castle, Edwards. He must go, if not buts. It's what must happen. And it's we protesting in our own way. In our own way. He must go. Folks, let's get the morning papers. And we'll pick up back on some more of this. We'll pick up back some more on this. He must go, no if, no buts. He must. Come out your feelings. Folks, let's head into the morning papers. Colin Popo. Good to have you, Colin, Isabella Butters, Edward, and all the other folks. Guys, we're going to share that as a sticker on our WhatsApp. So you guys can share it around. When them trenches are all battling on WhatsApp, you can share it up at them. Must go. No if or buts. It's what has to happen. Chandler Griffith, good to have you. Gisela Roman, Lyndon Gale, Loretta Argyle, good to have you. Rhonda Spencer Thumb, good to have you as well. And all the other folks who are joining us, for Ginger, Dinanot, good to have you. Diana Knott, good to have you. Rajendra, Roxanne Telford, Marcus Skinner, Abiola Blair. Folks, we always say, you don't have to agree with us, to be part of the program. We love, especially when people disagree with us, so we can fight you all, bite your ears, break your nose. Yeah, you can disagree with us at your own peril, right? Go right. We love a dissenting view. That is what makes this such a remarkable, and will make it such a remarkable democracy. People don't like dissensions. All they want is for you to tell them, oh, everything nice, y'all doing well. You all are doing well. Rape allegations and all. 20 students from Mali dead and all. Oh, y'all doing fantastic. What a wonderful job. But we ain't like that. We ain't like that. That's why very rarely do we ever block people. You gotta be real out of the way. Out of timing. As a Trinidadian say, Shamar Williams. As a Trinidadian say, you gotta be real out of timing. Margaret Morris said, yes, the dirty stink man got to go. He gotta go. That's where we're starting from this morning. He has got to go. You saw the folks protesting lawyer Nigel Hughes' office yesterday. So Nigel, don't take this case. Don't take it, Nigel. Don't take it. I love those women. Those women were so upset. It's like they could have knocked out Nigel, use out your own form and go up there and say, hey, I take over now. Drop the case. Don't take it, Nigel. Beatrice Selby says he has to go. Chandler Griffith says, rape man got to go. Women were serious yesterday. It's only left for them to say, Hughes got to go. We're taking over this form now. We're going to take over this form and we're dropping this case. Right? Dropping this case. The police, Ghana Police Force, Edward and Chinsing, Sasha Trim, Brenda Oliver, police saying this morning that they ain't got no word yet from the DPP. No word yet from the DPP. A lot of people watching the DPP little sideways. A lot of folks, because this administration has been defined by friends, family, and favorites. Friends, family, and favorites. I remember out of the CIOG, where the DPP's husband has a major role. Oh, they sang a lot of kudos to the Ali government. Oh, they've done so well. Oh, it's marvelous. It's beautiful. Right. So people worried about the linkages and bias and all these various things. And all of these are forces we got to contend with in a democratic country. Unfortunately. Right? But the police are saying no word yet. Young people are getting more anxious. People are getting more anxious. This is like waiting on Chicom for results. It may be a while. It's like waiting on the TPP for results. Right. Andrew Gifford says $10 million bribery for allegedly raping a 15-year-old schoolgirl, and some people still supporting these characters, still supporting them. So the police, first update, folks, police are saying no word yet. I know there's a real update because we ain't got no juice there. Police said no word yet from the office of the DPP. Well, today we're going to press them for a word. And that's why, folks, the protest is on at 11:30 outside the DPP's office in Ivlery there. Good. So make a plan to be there. Call up a colleague and say, offer them a ride or something to get there. 11:30 it starts. Take a couple of minutes out of your lunch break. Come. You can stand in silence. You can raise your voice. You can hold a placard. You can keep your hands in your pocket even. But come, folks, and register your discontent with this matter, how it's being handled, where it's going. No word yet, they tell us, from the DPP. No word yet. No word is yet. So we're watching it, folks. We are watching things on that end to see how it's shaping up. Watching it on that end. The Child Care and Protection Agency is also saying that the victim, the alleged victim, has never been denied legal counsel. Right? That's coming out of the Child Care Protection Agency, which is part of the Ministry of Human Services, Social Services, Human Services, part of that ministry. They said the young lady was never denied legal counsel. That's what they said. That is what they said. But last week when we spoke to the attorney who was retained by the family to look into their interest in this process, you know, he had quite a different story. He had quite a different story than the one we're being told today by the Central Housing and Planning Authority. Quite a different story. And so it's why you always got to watch all of these moving pieces, as it were, right, in these stories. You always got to watch all of these moving pieces, to put it frankly. Because we had Kemraj Ramjitan right here on our broadcast saying that he had some trouble when he turned up there. You know, he was retained and he had some trouble talking with his client. Right? They were talking about procedures and protocol and basically denied him the right to see his client. And now they're saying something else on that front. So all of these, unfortunately, are aspects of it that we're watching. And we want you to hear some of what Kemraj would have said to us last week. Want you guys to, we want to circle back to some of that. Because we did put it out last week that he did have a meeting with the mother who was there with Central Housing and Planning and all of that. And exactly what came out of that engagement at that end and on that front. So I want to give you a sense, one just to kind of jog your memory on that front with how did those things go down, right? Want to circle back to some of that, folks. So bear with us on that front. So again, the first update is that the police are saying that they don't have any additional information because the DPP has not said anything on the matter as yet. DPP has not said anything on the matter as yet. And then the second bit of information is the Child Care Protection Agency saying that the attorney for the young lady, the alleged victim, they were never denied access. So that's the second bit of information, folks, that we are following up on. That is the second bit of information that we're following up on. They're saying that the attorney was never denied access to the client, but the client is saying something different. So of course, you know, you got some contention there. But before we talk to Kemraj on that, let's hear from Ricky Ramsroop, MP Ricky Ramsroop, who was on the ground during the course of the protest a few days ago, and he had some thoughts of his own on this subject matter. Let's hear from him, folks. Take a look and take a listen.
It's a serious allegation that warrants a very full and thorough investigation, especially from a person of a higher office. We have learned that it's not only the first time, and there are several things that is coming through. We have seen this individual behavior in Parliament. We have seen the social media from the girl name, but from the US on exposing his private and so on. And it's all over the news. And he's continuing this path to be protected by the government. Now, the revelations where the head of state make a point and a position that he only saw it, the allegations on the Facebook, where the letter that we saw was addressed to him, And I know the procedure and protocol of the office of president. You're not running a cake shop. And when we were there, when Granger was there, and I was at the public security, when we received a letter from the president, we immediately respond to the president and forward it to the relevant authority, which is Commissioner of Police, the OPR, whatever be the thing. And you have to channel back to the president office to see the positions you're taking. And these are the procedure. And so you can't wait for a person to fully investigate it, a police statement, and you are now accepting, let's say, I will make way, as Camarade says, is a very big cover up. You're making way to accept a resignation. No, you should have sent him immediately an administrative leave pending investigation, giving the matter of serious allegations, and especially from a serious government official. There's several things that is going through right now. The I think the Ministry of Social Protection, the Child Care, has been taking the case, which is a very good thing to do. And then you have an independent. The other revelation that we're disappointed with is that the senior superintendent or superintendent that took that statement as breach of protocols. He should be held accountable and should be under the charge of disciplinary action, because you cannot take an individual like that and go and take a statement. There are procedure and protocol for cases like this. You have to take it away in terms of separate rooms, the same policies that Prema Manakshan made when, as Minister of Education, she made some serious policies and they breached all those policies. And that is some of the things that is very disturbing. And we are calling that he must resign, he must go. You understand me? He cannot be continuing in such a manner as a behavior, especially representing the, the government and using taxpayer money to go about and do what you wanted to do. It is not a free ride. So the we will continue pressing and press to ensure that proper action and appropriate action be taken. And that is what we have to do, Sheriff.
So picking up from what MP Ricky Ramsrup said, on that Shibran note, nothing has been said concerning that. There's no update on that, and lots of folks are saying that Shibran ought to be disciplined for his actions there. And again, the DPP, the police saying this morning, the police saying that no word from the DPP, the Child Care and Protection Agency, telling us that no attorney has been denied access. That's what they're telling us. Folks, take a listen and look to some of what Cameron Tramjitan told us when we spoke with him recently.
Cameron, in your capacity as an attorney at law, we've learned that you have been retained by this family of this young lady, 16 years old, who is alleged to have been brutally raped and sodomized by sitting Minister Nigel Damlal, Minister of Local Government and Regional Development. What can you tell us about how the case is going thus far?
Sherrod, last night I was asked by the mother, Donette Edwards, to be present at the Commoner Street GRPA building for my services to go through a statement that the girl, that is her daughter, apparently gave to the police. They were concerned that there might be certain things done to the statement, and she would like an independent lawyer to be present. I indicated that I certainly will be there, and I was there this morning. I met Donette Edwards, the girl's mom, and she came in with two young sons, one of whom I understand was supposed to give a statement to the Child Protection Agency. And we entered the room into which that child was supposed to give the statement, and the mother indicated to the officials there that Mr. Ramjatan is her lawyer, that he will be there to oversee, basically on her behalf and on her son's behalf, a small boy about 8 years old or what, the statement that is in relation to that youngster's statement. The Child Protection Agency head at that point then said that there is a protocol that private lawyers can't be present at the taking of the statement or during the interview, what they call a forensic interview. So I said, who and who will be there? And they indicated that it is going to be the police, it is going to be members of the Child Protection Agency, and the mother will certainly be present, and so on. So I said, what kind of protocol was this that said that we can't, on behalf of the mother and child, be present during the course of the interview? Because there's a little room in which the interview will be actually done, but there's also another room in which I think the non-governmental organization that is helping out and whatever, they will be also present to see what's going on, because it is being conducted by the Child Protection Agency rather than the police. And the police will also be in another room watching what's going on. So I was shown around the place and so. But I pleaded with them. They said, no, that is a protocol. And there was a girl by the name of child care officer named Camille Jeffrey also, who is in charge of the girl who was raped. And that said that, no, this can't be done, along with the head of that CAC, Child Advocacy.
Child Care Protection Agency.
Well, it is called, they told me that it is called Child Advocacy Center. Okay. And that if I want, I could speak to somebody at a higher level and so on. So I asked, who's a higher level? They said a person by the name of Director Miss October. And they gave me Miss October number, 225-1117. And said they will only take further instructions from Miss October. I then left and went outside and tried calling Miss October, and no answer. So I decided that I will call Vindi. I didn't get back a response.
This is Vindhya Prasad, Minister.
Vindhya Prasad, the minister, because I think I know Vindi well. She's always very courteous and helpful, but she probably was busy. There was no answer. I then decided to communicate to the DPP and also the Attorney General that I am being denied access, notwithstanding the parent of the child wanted me to be in there. And I also asked, by the way, whether I can be there prior to the girl signing the statement, because the girl is supposed to sign some statement this morning. That is what I was called for. I was told, no, the protocol remains what they will abide by, and that's the end of the matter. So it is not for a want of not trying to help the girl. The girl, I also understand from her mother, was making the request that she would like a lawyer to be present. I understand the girl indicated that. And especially before signing any statement, she wants a lawyer to.
So, folks, you heard it there. You heard it there. And see, the Child Care and Protection Agency, I'm always referring to the CHMP, the housing, but the Child Care and Protection Agency is saying that the lawyer was never denied access to his client. And also you have the Todd and Associates, who are also part of the lawyers who were retained by the family. And they are saying they have the same experience too. So you know, they said they got the truth, me side, you side, and the side we hear about, or the truth. Me side, you side, and they got the truth. So that's what they're saying. So again, folks who are joining us, the police saying they have no word from the DPP yet on this matter. Child Care Protection Agency saying the lawyers were never denied access to their client, which is the alleged victim, and her brother for that matter, when he was giving his statement. And no word yet on whether any disciplinary actions will be laid at the feet of Kemrat Shibaran. This is the superintendent of police who was involved in taking that statement from the young lady when apparently they visited the police station or headquarters there in Region 2. People thought that was very, very uncharacteristic of the Ghana Police Force, that even a senior policeman would be taking that statement. and all of that. So those are some of the stuff we're tracking where this matter is concerned, folks. And I want to let you know that the project continues today. I've been advised at 11:30 outside the DPP's chamber there in Ivleary. So you're going to want to be there. 11:30, folks. Got to make your voices come. Got to make your voices come. And that's some of the things we're following on that. And GCOM, multitude of failings. We still cannot get the comprehensive, the final and complete results of the LG. Local government elections. We're still holding for GCOM to find out exactly what went on there. And we showed you right here some of what went on at GCOM a few short days ago, as it were, when those, what do you call it, the returning officers, they said, they were meeting outside of, they were meeting at that location, which is, I think is the returning headquarters in Georgetown here. And they said they were waiting hours to hand in documents and all manner of things. They were waiting for many hours. And some persons passed out, some persons fainted. Tell me what the folks said transpired there. Persons were protesting. These are returning officers protesting. Yesterday, the people turned up for the money. They were asked to come in yesterday, and they said for hours. They were just waiting around, hundreds of people. Same location again. This is only one of the failings. They've changed up the whole system, and now it's chaos and confusion. Chaos and confusion. And that has been an instrumental part of what we see. You know, they've already started doing the shenanigans for the elections, local and general, putting their own people in place and changing up what were the SOPs of how GCOM should conduct itself and so on. And it's producing all of these, outcomes here. Producing all of these outcomes. Producing all of that. Chaos and confusion. Yeah. I mean, no, it's not going to be palatable for all of you because some of you think the people are doing such a nice job. Everything nice, man. Everything nice. But when you check the details, they could cut a good ribbon. They could cut a good ribbon. And when they tell you of some program that they have in the works, it's like the program done executed already. They give themselves a star, a tick. Promise delivered. Promise delivered, and it's really just another promise that something coming. For them, promise delivered at GCOM. All we're seeing is confusion and convulsions in the system. This is what it's producing. That is exactly Davis Charles, Shirley, Daphne Aaron, Savannah Page. This is what it is producing here. Confusion, because they're fiddling with the system. One day, call it a point, and he'll getting unilaterally retold operations manager. Next day, he's deputy CEO. Madness. 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 So GCOM continues to fail, and we still holding, folks. We still holding for valid, credible information. Still holding for valid, credible information. Somebody's trying to call me, and you gotta let them know that we live. You know, some people in moderation. Some people in moderation. Bear with us, folks. Some people in moderation. So this is kind of the foolishness we see with GCOM over and over and over and over and over and over again. So what we're seeing all the time. It's just what we're seeing all the time. So we're watching this, folks. Gotta watch them. Gotta watch them. All right? We gotta watch them. So we're gonna be following all the shenanigans at GCOM. And we're so sorry we weren't alerted early enough to go down there ourselves and ask those folks, this is happening here. What's happening here? Right? What's happening here? Right? What's happening here? People want to know. But everybody didn't say nothing. We're hearing some stuff happening in Plaisance. Right? Plaisance. They're saying thank you. You remember they said they're moving no vendors? We ain't moving no vendors. We love vendors. Jack did now saying we're being told that the Plaisance vendors got to go. The vendors have to go. Right? That's how they show. Davis Charles Shillette says that PPP, Jika working for PPP. Jika working for the PPP. You know, we're always mixing things up here, folks. You know, we love to mix things up. And joining us this morning, we know he has a busy schedule. Attorney at Law, Darren Wade. Attorney Wade, how are you doing?
What about yourself?
We're well at this end. I'm well at this end. Talk to us this morning about this particular issue of, you know, they say one day they had a big thing about, you know, we lying, they want to raise taxes and thief people homes and property and so on. They don't have no intention to move vendors and so on, we lied and so on. But now this morning they want to move the vendors from Plaisance. Talk to us about that.
Well, you see, what the people of Plaisance are facing is the consequences of their actions or inactions.
Mm-hmm.
And however, I empathize with them and as a responsible politician, responsible leaders and so forth, we are going to continue to defend and fight for the people of Plaisance,
Mm-hmm.
despite how they decided to exercise the franchise at the last local government elections. And to see within days the actions of the PPP to remove those vendors, it saddens me. So it tells the truth how evil the PPP and Barry Jack they are. Because, as we would have mentioned, they wanted to sell the properties in all white stuff and all over Guyana. Of course, who are owing taxes. So the people in Plaisance who are owing taxes, they have to be careful now.
Correct.
Because what are we seeing the consequence for that?
Correct.
This isn't what if they are Georgetown? So the people of Georgetown must breathe a sigh of relief that PPP is not in charge. Because look what they are doing in Plaisance already. Breathe a sigh of relief.
Correct. That's the bullet.
You know, there are some lands in the back of Plaisance
Excuse me.
that was given to the village of Plaisance. My understanding is the PPP has the eye on those lands in the backlands of Plaisance, and they already have the millionaire friends to give out those lands.
Mm-hmm. Talk to us.
Mr. Darrell, I understand this allegation. Mr. Darrell must say whether or not it is true. That
Yeah.
he would have instructed
Yep.
what to be done with those lands.
Yep.
The backlands of Plaisance. So what this is what you do when you put your authority, when you place certain powers in the PPP hands, and today they are facing the consequences of those actions in Plaisance. But despite of that, we love the village of Plaisance like the entire Guyana, where injustices are, and we are going to stand up and fight for them. I want to reassure the people of Plaisance, but they must understand themselves that what they are facing in Plaisance is the consequences of their action and inaction or inaction.
Mm-hmm. 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 Which means
not be lost in the message.
right ahead, attorney.
Pardon me?
No, I was saying go right here. Which to me means that they have to be even more vigilant there. Right? And not only on the issues of and what the people do on the ground there, but also to take that extra initiative to get up and go and vote when the time comes, because you know a lot of folks are complacent and say, well, there's already a stronghold. We need to go to the poll.
Correct.
Right?
I know the PPP is in charge. And the consequence of that, and look what is happening to your people. But Sherrod, we are going to go on the ground in Plaisance. I know you will be there as well. We are going to go there and we will go be on the ground and we are going to fight for our people.
Correct is right.
We do. We fight for people. Jack, you boasted how they want Pleasant, yeah, RB North live in the same community.
Mm-hmm.
You live in the same community, you know, RB North, and they are neighbors. And this is what, and they're going to win Pleasant and so forth. But who have your interest at heart? Who has your interest at heart?
That's the real question. Correct is right. Correct is right. That is the real question. Because again, folks, we heard during the course, and I hope you guys can hear Attorney at Law Darwin very clearly. Again, during the course of the election, they came back to this issue of vending. Right? Never mind, they were moving the vendors from Providence. We are not touching vendors. We don't have a heavy hand. Lies, 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 and more lies. And this morning we're waking up, as the attorney is saying, to this headline in Starbuck News, which says the vendors, they have been served notice in Pleasance. Now, where are you taking them? Are you concerned, Attorney at Law, with that you don't see a more structured program? Okay, you don't like vending, so what is people going to do? Go take 10-day walk now? What are they going to go and do?
What the PPP is doing here is taking bread out of people's mouths. They are putting these families on the bread line, you know. And the folks like me and Sharon do some days like to drive up to Pleasance and buy me piece fried chicken. To cook up. I remember in Granger I said to cook up and do little businesses and so on that you they mocking and they laughing. Cook up and plant in the industry. You remember that?
Correct. How can we forget? How can we forget?
In a way, the cook up rice. Most people went to school with plants and chip. How many people went to school by selling cook up? But the people all they're interested in is the big rich businessmen, the multi-millionaires. You know, their friends who live in Prado Bill and those who live in the GAR scheme.
Correct is right. Correct is right. And you know, Guyanese got to wake up, Attorney Law with. Because I know in law we say that things that when you look at it in isolation, it might mean much. But when you come down and you look at what happened at Success and Cane View Mucker, and you know, you go to Amelia's Ward in the squatting area and you touch some other places, then you begin to see a picture. Why are you not seeing this in some other places? Why are you not seeing it in some other places? People vend all over this country on the roadside. Why not Cove and John and some other places?
Well, we know historically, and if you go off the road to, just off the road from Pleasance, to Monrepo, and you will see what type of vending transpires at Monrepo. You go to Monrepo, and if you could recall when the vendors at Monrepo break up, as you say, kind of broke up.
Yeah.
Stalls.
Yeah.
The Darren Lal, they invited them in AC rooms, special treatment.
Yeah.
Snacks, juice.
3 million in Polari.
Oh yes, remember the Polari story too?
3 million in Polari. 3 million in Polari.
That is the PPP for you. That is Barajak, you dangerous liar.
Yep. I wonder how the people in Pleasance are going to respond to this.
The people must take away the food, take away their livelihood.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
And they say one Guyana.
Yep. Attorney Law, in your own estimation, what should be the posture of the people? This foolishness happening.
Pardon me?
The people who are waking up in Pleasance this morning to this news, that are coming after the vendors there. What should be the posture?
Well, they should get up and stand up for their rights.
All right.
Stand up for their rights.
Get up and stand up for your rights. You heard it there. Anything else you want to leave with us?
You could play that Bob Marley for us. You could play that song there Pleasant this morning. We should inform Brother Bob this morning.
Thanks very much, Attorney Lawith, for stopping by on such short notice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Folks, you heard it there. Attorney at Law, Mr. Darren Wade, joining us on very, very short notice. Sometimes we just mix things up like that. We just mix things up like that, good folks. That's how we do it sometimes. That's how we do it sometimes. But this is what we were following, folks, and we want to move on from here. We're following what's happening on this front here concerning what's been happening at GCOM, the many failings of GCOM. The many, many failings at GCOM, folks. Look what else we're following. Wanted. Police have issued a wanted bulletin for Ronaldo Paris. Wanted bulletin. There's only some people that meet wanted bulletin, you know. We ain't got no brief for Mr. Paris. But it's only some people apparently is meet wanted bulletin. You know. You couldn't pay your water bill for 1 month and something. You get a wanted bulletin. But rape and so on, sodomy and so on. No. You could traipse in nice and easy in your own sweet time. They're telling us that the Ghana Police Force has issued a wanted bulletin, of course, for the young man Ronaldo Paris, 23 years old. Following his flight from the Lusignan prison, his flight. Right? You sure he fled away? Or like Smalley, Ronaldo left. Who got money got bargain in this country? Who got money got bargain? So Ronaldo just get up one day and say, I feel like going home a little bit. I feel like going home a little bit. Ronaldo, he flew from the prison. Yeah? His flight from justice. Ronaldo, if you don't go for yourself, do the honorable thing. Do the honorable thing. Folks are wanting to know, what do you wanted bulletin there for the rapists? Right? Rape and sodomy, those were the allegations. Rape and sodomy. Right? Of course, the parliamentary opposition is dismayed by this first iteration of the petroleum bill. That was the word they used, dismayed. I'll tell you what, them boys passed the local content. Bill is now an act, is now law. They did the same with the petroleum, not the petroleum. They did the same with the Natural Resource Fund Act. Natural Resource Fund bill is now law, it's an act now. We said to them, hold straight, Jacobats and French capos, hold straight. Let's talk a little bit more. Let's do a little bit more work on these pieces of legislation so that Guyanese at the end of the day get the best. Get the best. When last National Assembly meet? Huh? When last we meet? South News made the point recently, intermittently was the word they used. Yeah. Only when them boys want money. Only when they want money, they come. Where's gonna live? We ain't got a problem. Only when they want money, then you sing them. So the bill needs some more work. The bill needs some more work. But they don't want to do that. See Elizabeth Narayan saying, Ronaldo go home and need to come back. Ronaldo who left, escape, can't escape with the door opening for you. Price is right. Only when they want money they come in. I'm telling you, anytime you hear sitting in the National Assembly, know they got some supplemental budget they bring in. Something with money. They can tack on some other things like petroleum and so on it. But when you go through the paper for that, sitting is something to do with money. Right? Something, only when there's money they come in. They got a certain predilection. But again, we say, who's got to live? Gotta live. That's how they are. So the petroleum bill needs some work. And we advise them, the Natural Resource Fund, local content, just two of many, put it in a select committee. They don't like here, you know. They don't like here. They can feel. That's part of what we're following, folks. We send the morning papers, we come out yet. And we almost at program time. We got so much other things we want to share with you guys. You know, Tapegate now, they said they got recordings with Trump admitting that some of the papers he took after he left the presidency were private and confidential, were classified. Trump no able, you know. Trump no able. They say he knew. Right? We knew. Right? That they knew the papers were classified. He took them nonetheless. Fed up with Trump. I know about you. Fed up with Trump. You know? Fed up with Trump. And then y'all see what happened with Putin. Prigozhin, Putin. All them peace just miserable. All them. People are wondering if this is Putin's demise. Last night, for example, it was fake. So the whole thing was staged. People saying Putin looked rather weak. You got a mercenary who was able to move almost right into Moscow. Right into Moscow. They said Putin and some others were already airborne. And the man turned back. And Putin says, all is forgiven. Y'all go over to Belarus. All is forgiven. You know? He like Jack Leo. You see this one, Sue? Scandal me, liable me, defame me. I can sue him. Still holding. All is forgiven. All is forgiven, Sue. Wicked, corrupt. That's what you call it. Corrupt. People said this is the beginning of Putin's demise. Right? They said it's going to be bad. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be painful. They said this, the mark in this is the date start. Putin's demise. Watching that. One thing we're covering. Folks, like why we need the big, I thought we already had the biggest cruise ship. I ain't going into the details. I hope they didn't add nothing with Titanic to it. Because like once you put something with Titan and so on, like it's me the bottom of the sea. So they say the biggest cruise ship ever. You know, they said it's being built, I think, somewhere in France. Someplace like that. And they said it's going to be handed over officially later on in the year. Why we got this? Why we always got to go huge? Why is that a thing? This ship must hold so much 100,000 people. Biggest cruise ship. Why is that a thing? Is it almost ready? Why is that a thing? After you watch what happened with that Titan submersible, like we even want to go close to water. So the vessel that's set to be the world's biggest cruise ship has completed construction at a shipyard in Finland. See, had the F right. And has made its first foray into open water for sea trials ahead of the likely delivery in October of this year. Right? It's nearly 1,200 feet. This is length. And projected weight of 250,800 tons. Right? Yep. And I'm looking at the passengers. You can hold 5,600 passengers and 2,350 crew members. Right? That's like University of Guyana, Turkey and Tain campus combined. Could hold all them. That's the student population. combined. Why? Happy for y'all. Happy for y'all. Biggest ever. All right? Biggest ever. That's what they're telling us there. Well, this one here, folks, you ever hear the term pure evil? It's this fella. This fella here killed an 11-year-old, and he killed the babysitter also. Why? I was supposed to say only God knows, but probably only the devil knows. On his teeth, he has the words written, murder. Engraved on his teeth. Killed the 11-year-old and the babysitter who was 31 or 32 at the time. And his case came up for hearing or sentencing, something of that sort. And he was sentenced to death. He signaled to his lawyer to come over. And when the lawyer approached him, the man elbowed the lawyer. Folks. Man said, don't go into my debt. He represent me well. Man elbowed the lawyer, floored the lawyer. Right? You can remember his name anyhow, so don't even worry about that. Man elbowed the lawyer. Y'all see, you think you see bad people in this life? Pure evil. Right? Or in dance, the man got crazy on the face. Renee says crazy people. Gisela, romance like he's a PPP. All that, Gisela. All that. Folks, let's wrap up quickly. Internationally, some of the other things we're following. Diwali has been designated a school holiday in New York City. Woo! Good going. Good going. Yeah. These religious holidays become more mainstream in the United States. Good for you all there in New York City, Diwali. A school holiday, folks. That being said, look, story. You know, some of y'all like this. This fella now gone to Italy. You know, people have those beautiful coliseums there. They managed to preserve, you know, hundreds of years old. Oh my God, my date's right. Hundreds of years old. The famous coliseums of Italy. Now, this Jacobite here now gone for carve his girlfriend name. Gone to carve his girlfriend name in the people's stone. This Jacobite carving the... Well, Twitter and other social media networks were ablaze. The Italians wasn't having it. Was not having it. Oh, you go to Rome, you go to Italy. Do as the people do there now, man. Do as the people do there. He go and carve the woman name. What make you so special? What make you so special? Some of you like that. You go on by people's house, you want thing with your shoes. You got it with your shoes. You know, guys, better take off and shut the door. Huh? You go by people, you see the things, sir. Oh, you operating the man. Circumspect. You got march. I have to take off a shoe, man. Come. I ain't saying long. He gone carving any woman name. Somebody said mental health issues are on the rise. Is this or the other case with other vagabond? Regionally, folks, regionally, there's some what we're following. And this is pertaining to local government elections in Trinidad. Vanessa Kusi, her husband was one of those divers who lost their lives in when they were sucked into a pipe there in Trinidad. They were deep sea diving, and I think 5 of them lost their lives. Well, she said the UNC were very supportive of her during that period, and she's now making her her foray into politics. Vanessa Kusi, she said the UNC was very, very helpful to her during that time of her bereavement, and so she's running for them. Good luck to her for that. Guatemala also got elections. You know, a former first lady there in Guatemala, Sandra Torres. Right? She nor the competitor, her competitor, made it past the required 50%. So they got to run off. Coming up, look like she's going to edge him out, though. Look like she's going to edge him out. So this first lady wasn't just about hair, lips, and fingertips. There was more to her than that. She's a strong contender. It looks as though she's going to edge out her closest competitor. And of course, you know, this is regional news because we come in from the from Latin America into the Caribbean, and that's why we're touching on what's happening here. Guatemala elections, folks, elections. And this one here, young people stay on the right path. This is St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This young man has found himself on the wrong side of the law several times. And he appeared before a magistrate recently. She wasn't mincing words with him. Imagine he beat up a principal, beat up his stepfather. A number of other infractions he see wrong with the British Army. The woman say, well, with you kind of record, you think you're doing anything that can allow them to admit you in the British Army? You think you're doing anything? She didn't mince words. She wasn't playing nice to him at all. She straightened him out right in the courtroom, doing a pack of foolishness. You think you beat up an elderly man and the people are going to admit you in the army? Sometimes you got to really right act to young people. Sometimes you got to do what we got to do, folks. We got to do what we got to do. Sometimes you got to do it. In the 592, of course, this was the issue. We had attorney at law, Darren Widd, on that. Wake up one day, you realize that people want to break down your business. And then offer you nothing else. Taking bread out of people's mouth. Right? We're gonna circle back to that in another program. We have to get on the ground there with those folks from Plaisance and see what's happening. Kudos to young people who recently graduated from this program with ExxonMobil. We'd love to see our young people improving themselves, not beating up big people and fighting and getting involved in destructive habits, but progressively moving forward. We love that. We support any day. If you want to move forward, you want to be progressive, go after education, go after other positive things in our society. More power to you. So we want to say congrats to them. They did well. Right? Again, not a story here. People talking about the unfairness of the system. You know, businessman, they're saying. Region 2, police confirmed that the businessman whose canter run over the 13-year-old with a walking fee. 13-year-old who was working for him. You heard right? He has been discharged from the hospital and is on station bail. A 13-year-old. Imagine you're a 13-year-old walking. It's like an oxymoron. Or oxymoron, as some people say. Businessman discharged from the hospital and on bail. Who have money get bargain in this country, folks? Get bargain. People say, of course, the little child must have naughty family, you know, things rough and so on. Folks, biggest GDP in the world, you can see just now. I link the two stories. Biggest GDP. And they got folks like Regindra. One talk to this, one speak to this, one call it out. But he knows it's fake news. One call it out. You know, our thoughts and prayers with this young man who would have lost his life in such a gruesome, and they were going someplace, the child fell out the thing, reversing or something like that, and was ran over. These are the realities in this country. When people come to talk about biggest GDP, Rovid Williams, 13 years old, lost his life. Right? Robin's supposed to have in a school book, doing some revision, watching little cartoons, playing with his friends in the yard. But alas, folks, it wasn't to be. It was not to be. Nobody cares about that. You think Labour going to launch an investigation against a businessman? Labour got time with that. And that's why we saw one of the letter writers in the paper saying this today. Ghana is one of the fastest growing economies. But this is irrelevant to its people, its people's actual living experience. Absolutely right. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Biggest GDP, expected to grow 25% this year, 50%. And we've been hearing that for the longest while, but we ain't feeling it. Rovin's family ain't feeling it. For whatever reason, they have to send him out at 13 for look work. I saw some people, talking about this victim, 15, 16. Oh, she went for look for thing. Raped and sodomized. Nobody at 15, 16 can make no proper decision. Most. You can look back at your own life at 15 and 16. You might have thought you knew it all, but you're not damn thing. But say you knew in a full way, a responsible way, what you were doing. And I'm certain, if at 15 and 16, you were sexually involved, you look back and think, I should have waited a little longer. If you like some boy, you like some girl, you look back and say, I should have waited. I should have waited. But I'm so remarkable to see some folks on social media, put it on this girl. Put it on this girl. Back of nonsense. 13 years old. And the child walking. Right? You think that businessman going to see a day in jail? And first thing, you're breaching the labor laws. Right? Probably some safety law with the vehicle and all that. Breach of insurance. All kind of things. Who got money in this country? Got bargain. Worst poor people. You get your stalls broken down. Your house is demolished. And people with money, they can act with impunity and immunity. Yeah. That's our time this morning, folks. That's our time this morning for you. That's our time this morning. Good, folks. And of course, man gotta go. They're telling us today, the protest is on. Today, the protest is on, good folks. The protest is on today, 11:30. I'm looking forward to seeing you folks on the ground. Looking forward to seeing you folks on the ground this morning, folks. In a couple of days, you all boys celebrating another birthday. The 30th, looking forward to it. Looking forward to a quiet day of introspection. How about you all? Think it's Friday. Looking forward to a quiet day, folks, reflecting on how far I've come and the way is. I still gotta go, still got miles to go, folks. You must go. Put this on today at 11:30, DVP's office. There in Ivlery, folks, be there. Boots on the ground. You got to go. That's what we're saying. You got to go. And folks, we also say that you guys, instead of happy birthdays, help us to keep the program going. That'd be so much more meaningful to us. We got more birthdays, so wish happy birthday and so on. You see? We got more birthdays and so on. We want to keep our programs going, and this is how you can do so. Folks, we are available by Cash App and Zelle and PayPal, MMG MoneyGram, Western Union. You want to know how, you want to know any additional information, 627-696. That number is there as well. I want to encourage you folks. We want to encourage you good folks. You need a good justice of the peace, Commissioner of Votes, Affidavit. A good firm that handles this kind of business. The Alistair Collins firm, highly recommended. A good justice of the peace, Commissioner of Votes, Affidavit. They know what they're doing. They know the whole thing. They're right down there in Lamaha Street at the Callion Mall between Camp and Waterloo Street. So go down there, 649-6410, 649-6410. And they can give you the guidance that you need. You need a good justice of the peace, a good commissioner of votes affidavit. They can help you out for all your documentation needs in that regards. They're going to help you out, folks. That's going to do it for us at this end. That's going to do it for we. Must go. 11:30, the DPP's office. Eve Larry, be there. Be there. Thanks for joining our broadcast today, folks. Respect and manners. Stay safe. Stay safe out there until our next broadcast. We're going to be out there today, so we won't have our podcast today. And we've been on the ground all week, folks, last week and this week. And hence, that's why we are not having the podcast. But as soon as as these events, ease up, if they ease up, we're going to be back on that front. But we want to make sure that we are getting valid and credible information for you folks. So stay safe and have a fantastic rest of the morning until our next broadcast. Stay safe, guys.